Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a video on basic care for a pregnant sugar glider. This video was actually requested by one of my subscribers, and I'm gonna pause every now and then because I did have to write down all the different items that I need to go over because it is quite a bit of information to cover. And I'm pretty sure that I forgot a couple items, so if I forgot anything or if you have any questions you want to ask, please feel free to comment below and I'll try to answer those questions as quickly as possible. Another thing is go ahead and look up my video for my giveaway if you haven't already. I'm doing a giveaway for a dozen free Sugar Glider bakery treats. So go ahead and enter that. We have a week from today, and then on February 1st, I'm going to post a video with me drawing the winner. So good luck on that, guys. Now, the first item I'm going to go over is a very important rule for me and for most people in the sugar glider community, and that is don't breed without lineage. Lineage is basically a family tree, and it tells you who your glider is related to. So just like if you got a dog and you would get kennel papers showing who their parents are, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, that's basically what lineage is for sugar gliders. And the reason that you don't want to breed without lineage is because a lot of complications can arise. First of all, you can have sugar gliders that are sterile, you can have ones that cannibalize their joeys, you can also even have joeys that are born without limbs and other things. So I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Breeding is not easy to begin with, and especially with an exotic species such as the sugar glider, they're very temperamental when it comes to breeding. So really do your research and make sure you have all the supplies needed on hand. And make sure you have a ton of money saved up. So I'm going to go over real quick the things that you should have before you consider breeding. First of all, you should have a vet on call. A lot of things can happen, such as mating wounds, or the mother can fail to lactate. You never know what's going to happen. So it's always good, regardless of the animal, to go ahead and have a good vet on call that you can count on, especially since they're nocturnal. You need a vet that you can call at any time of night and you know that you're going to get the great care that they need. You also need to have a joey rejection kit. Sometimes joeys are rejected for whatever reason. It could be that the mother is just done parenting, that she's not producing enough milk, in which case you'll have to nurse the joey yourself, and all kinds of other reasons. So it's just good regardless to go ahead and have a joey rejection kit on hand so that in the event that a joey is rejected, you don't have to be scrambling for supplies and you have everything right there ready to go. You also need to have extra cages, and you need to have a lot of savings saved up because breeding them is expensive. I've already put in several $1,000s into my sugar gliders, and that was even before I started breeding them. So just make sure you have a good backup savings, especially for vet bills and whatever other problems might arise. Also, you need the extra cages in the event that you can't find a home for the joeys right away. They will need to be separated if you have a breeding pair. And also not only that, in case you can't get a joey neutered on time, you need to separate them from the females, or if a sugar glider gets injured, you'll need to separate them, or they need surgery, they'll need to be separated. And also when you're introducing sugar gliders, they do have to go through a 30-day quarantine. So really, regardless, it's good to always have extra cages on hand. As for the gestational age, sugar gliders are only pregnant for about 14 days before the babies are born, and the mother licks a path so the babies can crawl to the pouch. Sugar gliders have anywhere from 1 to 4 babies, with 1 or 2 being the most common, and Lilu currently only has 1 joey in pouch. While the babies are in pouch, the mother needs clean water, an adequate diet, and extra protein, such as mealworms, and make sure that the temperature is warm enough. My sugar gliders, they thrive best with a temperature of around 73 or 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, make sure it's not too noisy. You might want to put them in a room that has less traffic during the day, because a lot of loud noises when they're pregnant or when they have joeys in pouch can actually be very stressful for them. Another thing you want to do is you want to continue to bond with the mother regularly, because if you don't bond with the mother and you stop your routine, then that can stress the mother out. So make sure to change nothing with your routine. Still bond with her, still clip her nails and everything as you normally would do. Also, keep the cage clean and try to clean the cage right before the babies come out of pouch, and then leave it alone, because once the babies are born, that's it. You don't want to clean the cage so soon after they're born, because that could stress the mother out and she might cannibalize her young. Another thing you want to keep in mind is that the dad helps rear the babies, so it's important to not separate the pair at any time. Basically, the dad will help babysit. So they'll basically help babysit when the mother needs to get food or water, or she just needs to take a break out the pouch. They'll do that, and without that, sometimes the babies can get hypothermia very easily because they're extremely tiny. They're barely the size of my top portion of my thumb. So they're extremely tiny when they're born. When the babies are out of pouch, the mother might not come out much for the first few nights, and she'll nurse 24/7. So keep in mind that she's going to be awake during the day and the night. So leave some kind of snack during the day, so that way if she doesn't eat much at night, she has the opportunity during the day. And you're going to want to wait to handle the babies until both parents leave the babies in the fleece pouch. At first, they will be very overprotective, and they might attack. Now this depends on the pair, because with mine, they always let me, you can see the baby moving. Oh my gosh. Can you guys see that? Sorry, I got distracted. It's almost time for her Joey to come out of pouch. Now typically, if you are not bonded to a pair, they would never let you see this. But she just tends to let it hang out, and I'm going to give her privacy again. She tends to just let it all hang out when I'm around. But with certain pairs, if you're super bonded, like Lulu and Corbin are to me, they'll actually let me handle the babies for a few minutes the very first day out of pouch. But typically, I recommend you wait a little while. If the parents are not closely bonded to you like Lulu and Corbin are to me, then go ahead and wait a few days at least and kind of judge by their temperament on whether or not you should handle them. And I wouldn't handle them any more than maybe several seconds at first and then put them right back. The last item I want to say is that if trying to breed and if they're not producing, you could either have sterile sugar gliders, or they can be cannibalizing their young, even if they do have lineage. So in that event, if you, for example, if they go 2 years and you're not seeing any babies, you probably want to go ahead and neuter the male, because they're either sterile, or in the event that they're not sterile, they just keep eating their young. So either way, you don't want to take a chance with that. Also, if you notice that you actually visualize them cannibalize one of their babies, or you find a cannibalized baby at the bottom of the cage, give them a second chance. However, if they cannibalize the next litter, then go ahead and neuter the male and stop breeding, because at that point, it's just cruel to continue to let them on to breed. Now, the reason you might give them a second chance if they cannibalize the first time is because if you invest a lot of money into a breeding pair, then you don't want to cannibalize right away, because sometimes they'll cannibalize for different reasons. It could just be because they're first-time parents, or something minor. So give them a second chance, and if they prove themselves, then they can continue to breed. And if not, then you definitely want to neuter the male. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is quite a long video. However, I did have a lot of information that I wanted to give you guys, because I feel it's very important to keep people educated, especially with species like sugar gliders, and really any species. I love to educate people, and that's what I aim to do with this channel. So be looking forward to more videos, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.